What's the dumbest way you've gotten a scar? My cousin scratched my face because I was very ill and everyone was taking care of me. So she got jealous and nobody noticed for a long time because they were focused on getting my temperature back to normal. Ah yes, family. I was in middle school and we were going to see Coach Carter in theaters with the boys b-ball team. Middle school me was pumped. While in the shower I thought Coach Carter I bet they do push-ups in that movie. I'ma do push-ups right now. Tried to do a wall push-up. Slipped, smacked my face on the edge of the tub, and split my upper lip open from mouth to nose. Needless to say, did not make it to the movie. I was trying to squeeze between two cars. One of the cars must have had a jagged bumper because it sliced a 2-inch gash in my leg. At first I was thinking you were driving a car yourself and wondering how the frick you scarred yourself while inside a car. I got hit on the bridge of my nose by a ceramic toilet seat when I was learning to pee like a big boy. Now I think about it, that's probably the best outcome there. For my 8th birthday, a classmate got me something like a grow your own stalagmite kit you could buy at educational stores. Apparently, the purpose was to add water to some powder material and use a funnel in the kit to drip it down to make your own cave features. Exciting, I know. Anyway, I kept it and the other birthday presents I got in a cardboard box in my room. Evidently, at some point, moisture got into the box and the plastic the powder was in, and it began expanding. Having nowhere else to go, the stalagmite material oozed its way out through the narrow slits in its box and hardened into razor-sharp edges. I found this out quite bloodily when I put my hand into my birthday box to grab another toy and pulled it out with permanently altered fingerprints on my thumb, index, and middle fingers. Ouchies. Boys from my class were throwing CDs like you throw frisbee. One of those hit me right between the eyes. Still got a small scar there. My siblings and I loved that game. It's a wonder none of us got hurt. Playing manhunt. Some idiot made the campfire area base. I was running for my life to get there. Jumped this huge pile of firewood. Tripped over something and rolled right into the fire. It could have been so much worse, but I only burned my elbow and some of my hair. It's been probably 15 years and the scar is only about 3 inches long and 1 wide. I have two from when I was a kid, running around in the dark on a school roof. Tripped over and ripped my hand to shreds. Jumping and sliding on a door that had been kicked in. Jumped straight onto a nail that went in my knee. I was a stupid kid. What do you mean by ripped my hand to shreds? I've got bitten by a guinea pig. Worse than that, a friend of mine was bitten by a snail. I was bitten by a wild otter while ice fishing with 2 of my uncles. We didn't mean to corner it, but between 5 minutes and 11 seconds me and my 6 feet 5 inches uncle, I can see why it picked me. 7-year-old me was helping my mum iron clothes. I pulled on the cord. The iron fell and smacked me right in the face. I still have a scar above my right eye. I got Home Alone vibes from that. I tried cutting open a lemon with a fork. How did you get the scar? So I broke my right arm when I was a kid, then decided to put a cast on me. My skin under my cast is so itchy, it's like my skin is alive. When 2 months have passed, I decided to scratch my skin under the cast using a pen since my fingers couldn't reach further areas. While doing so, I accidentally put the pen further away inside that I can't remove it under my cast since I can't reach it. Then I just ignored it after that, thinking that it will be just fine, and I didn't tell that to my parents since they would be mad. After 2 months, they decided to remove my cast since it's already due, but the night before removing my cast, my mom noticed that my arm smells rotten. So fast forward, they removed the cast in my arm in the hospital and they noticed that the pen was penetrating my skin for months and the hole is about the size of a penny full of pus. I didn't even feel a thing. After that, the hole eventually became a penny-sized scar in my skin. My brother, sister and I all have the same kind of scar in our left eyebrow and got them at the same age. My brother opened an empty dresser drawer and smacked himself in the face. My sister ran into a brick wall and I fell off the couch onto a coffee table. I am picturing this all happening in the same 5 minutes and your parents come home to everybody bleeding out. When I was 5, I was spinning around in the living room and then fell face first into the coffee table. I have a scar on my forehead from that LMAO. I tried to tightrope a scarf from the couch to coffee table, knocked out my 2 front teeth. My mother and brother were arguing about ice cream cone sizes, so my brother stormed off. I followed him back to a villa thing we were staying at. He didn't have a key and we didn't want to wait, so I just punched through the glass in the sliding door to make an entrance. There were probably 1,000 other safer ways to do it, but it just seemed the quickest. Freaking ice cream cone sizes, man. I don't know if I've ever been so mad that I'd punch a glass door just to get inside. You just have been livid about those ice cream cones. I have one on the back of my hand from rubbing the skin off with a pencil eraser longer than the other kid did when I was 13 just to prove I was tough. I've done this with the salt and ice challenge. Fun fact, don't put salt on your arm and then cover it with ice and press it down. You will burn your flesh off. Okay sis, whatever you do, don't put your finger in the boiling sugar because it's real dang hot and it sticks to you. Puts finger in boiling sugar. Was a kid, only around 10 or 11. Thought my iguanas were fighting, so I went to take the boy off the girl. Spoiler alert, they weren't fighting, and I don't blame him one bit for biting me when I tried to break up him getting laid. Lifting a small supermarket trolley over a wall to impress a girl. Cut my arm on 2 nails sticking out from the top of the wall. Punching concrete, don't ask why I did it, I have no freaking clue. This is the definition of a 17-year-old boy with his friends. Was in the scouts whittling a stick for funsies, except I was pushing the blade in the wrong direction and whittled my index finger instead. Did the same thing. 9 stitches. My cat decided one day that feeding him was not enough and full on grappled onto my arm, digging in deep. Got a pretty nasty infection from that, and now I've got 2 nasty scars next to my wrist. My sister's cat uses her hot tub as a platform to get on and off the conservatory roof. It decided to jump off the roof while we were in the hot tub one night and jumped into the water. My daughter now has a set of scars where the cat climbed her like a ladder to get out of the hot tub. I climbed up the drain pipe of a school. Put my thigh in the spike that's supposed to stop me from climbing. Didn't stop me from getting to the roof. That's the attitude I need to get me into college. I got drunk on 4th of July and fell in a utility hole thing in my friend's yard and then got sunburned, so the scar never healed properly. I also have fallen into a utility hole. It was also on the 4th of July. I caught myself on the edge so I didn't get hurt too bad. I had huge bruises on my legs and arms though. Crap sucks. I have many burns from the oven from my first year at uni. I didn't have oven mittens, so I just grabbed everything with my bare hands. Second year I was prepared. Got mittens. First attempt, as I was taking a baking tray out of the oven, it slipped from the mittens and burned my inner elbow. Still got that one. I was heating up oil in the pan for the chicken. A chicken fillet slipped out of my hand and onto the handle of the pan. The pan flipped and launched the boiling hot oil all over my hand. It hurt a lot. Rube Goldberg machine. Changing tire on my GF's best friend's Audi. Had angrily argued I'm a man, I don't need no help, when GF asked to assist. Jack was on oil-soaked asphalt. The Audi had other issues. Right as I went to remove the tire, creak wham, the jack slips, and my hand is pinned between German crafted metal fender well and a tire. My GF runs outside to see why a little girl screamed, finds me stuck. Pain significantly increases my tonal range, apparently. Pulls on car desperately, no luck. Consider that I may have to wait for AAA. Heretofore never seen neighbor emerges from apartment, lifts car off about 6 inches straight up, freeing my hand, then disappears not to be seen again. Rushed to the by panicky faint at sight of blood GF, then to orthopedic. Somehow missed all the bones, just a flesh wound. 1 inches x 0.5 inches scar to this day. Still with GF, married 25 years. Always let her help if she asks now. Kicked a refrigerator as hard as I could while wearing slippers after my sister told me she was getting a divorce. Fridge won, but I did get a dent in the bastard. I read that as your sister was divorcing you. I was concerned for a bit. Teacher, Go to lunch, but do not run. I'll be watching you all. 8-year-old me proceeds to walk to lunch facing backwards, checking to see if the teacher is still watching. She is. Eventually I accept defeat, turn to walk forwards, and collide headfirst with a piano. I used to thoroughly enjoy sliding down grassy hills as a kid. One fateful luge led to me running over a hidden rock, resulting in a permanent rear tire puncture, my right butt cheek. My government stored 2,700 tons of ammonium nitrate alongside fireworks in a warehouse at the port near a residential area for 7 years until they blew up in the biggest non-nuclear explosion ever, shattering the glass window I was sitting by in my house and giving me a nasty scar on the arm. I always see landscapers using weed whackers without the plastic safety cover on the end of the things. I said to myself, yeah, those things are bulls. It's holding me back. Removed mine and promptly weed whacked a beautiful series of scars all over my ankle. That all happened in less than 1 second. But I was younger and dumber then. It was 2 weeks ago. Was probably 10 when I fought with my younger brother over who gets to use the knife first to slice our own fruits, and I tried snatching it from him. I still have one scar on each of my first 4 fingers, forming a straight line from that cut, lol. Reaching into the oven to pull out a pie, my forearm made just a little bit of contact with the upper rack for a second. I pulled away right when it hurt, but now I got a little scar from it being so hot. The reason is so dumb, I love that I got a badass looking scar from it. I didn't want to go to work one day when I was about 18, so I cut across the top of my foot with a sharp knife in such a way I needed 14 stitches. I told them I dropped it on my foot peeling an apple. What a fool am I. Tripped over a freaking football and destroyed my nose and forehead. It didn't leave a scar, but I think it has something to do with the fact that I basically can't smell anything. This happened when I was 6. Yeah, well, you got yourself some brain damage. Technically, that's a scar as well. I know someone who rides straight into a street lantern with his bicycle and he has the same problem, along with the titanium plates in his skull. My friend had one of those plastic bag sealers and I thought, I wonder how that works. Instant heat. Put my finger on the contact point and burned the heck out of my finger. Still have the scar 18 years later. Working in metal's shop and using a drill on a ring I was making. Ring started spinning, so I grabbed it. Friction causes heat, man. 3-year-old me thought it would be fun to pull on an iron's cord, and his luck would have it, the thing fell right on my freaking arm. What's even funnier, my dumbass nanny thought it would be best to just put me in the tub and not tell my folks until they got home. Silver lining is I was way too young to even remember the pain. Slipped in the bathtub when I was 3 in Disney World and smashed my chin on the tub faucet. Then 2 days later on the same trip I was walking along the curb on the sidewalk and slipped and cut my eye open. Got a free Winnie the Pooh doll out of it though. I was standing very close to my cousin while playing mini golf when I was like 6 or 7. This freaking girl swings it like she is Tiger Woods at the PGA Tour and smacks me right above my eye. Getting my bulldog jealous because of some random doll laying on the ground, making her think that I would try to snatch it from her, and get bite in the left ear by yawning. Legit. The dumb frick that I was a few years ago, I put my hand blindly into the knife drawer and cut my pinky finger on a cheese knife. Missed my mouth when trying to eat a bonfire cooked marshmallow. It landed on my hand, melted my skin and left a crater that healed weeks later. I mean, I imagine it would have been worse to have that bad of a burn but in your mouth. Brother and I were playing tag with our sister. They saw the hole. They went around the hole. I did not see the hole. I fell into the hole. It's not necessarily dumb, Ali, though I regret it deeply. It's more depressive if anything. I have self-harm scars from a few years ago all over the top of my forearm, and I've been thinking of one getting a tattoo over it, but it would definitely have to be meaningful. That's not dumb. Hope you're doing okay now, X. I sharpened a kitchen knife, so to test the sharpness I cut myself deeper than I intended. Put a bandage in and thought, I wonder if the knife is sharp enough to cut through the bandage. So I cut myself again, even deeper, and now have a scar. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video. Bye for now.